Hi, hello, welcome to the 8th episode of Super Battle Club. I'm your host, Steve. With me is Austin.
Hi, hello. One of these days I'll figure out something to say, but we're too far into it, so I'm just going to stick with hi, hello.
That's great. Perfect. We left off last episode, which we recorded a couple days ago because we're doing these in batches with Canary and her grandpa, Tarragon?
Yeah, Tarragon, yep.
So I believe we learned that Ivor, which is the guy we met at the very beginning.
Yes. Yep.
When I think we both didn't care about the story at that point.
No, could not care.
They were like, "Here's 30 characters. We'll reintroduce them to you later.
You'll figure out about them later." And now's the time for Ivor.
I don't think that's like a terrible way to do like the pacing of the game is to like drip feed these characters. It just was with like the annoyingly long tutorial on top of like, oh, I don't care. Like, I don't care. I just want to explore. Stop.
Yeah,
introducing
exactly.
me.
Because there were so many characters, and I think it was fine that now we're starting to see those characters. It's like, oh, we're finally getting to this one. We're finally So it makes sense. I'm not like super upset about it, but there was just a lot at the start to where it was like, let's get moving a little bit here.
Yeah.
But now we're here, so.
Yeah, maybe give me a little voice acting so I could at least. So I don't want to go through the whole thing of like you get there. I'll go through the whole thing right now. You get there, he's missing. He's upset, or he's upset that his sister's not there. You got to find his sister. So that's the whole scenario. The two things that I think I want to focus on in this episode is his sister, and then just like his fight.
Okay.
And I think that'll be the episode. So spoiler warning there for you. Which his sister ends up being the ghost girl we see as one of the 5 Canatics.
Yeah. At the Quiz Whiz contest.
The Quiz Whiz
The Quiz Whiz.
I mean, if we were both there, we would be Canatics as well.
Oh, absolutely. For sure.
We would make it to the final part. I did like that. Like, I think that was good drip feed.
Oh yeah, that was cool. It was like a nice little teaser too, because she looked out of place, right? But in the story, it was like, okay, she just is a fan. We like I said in the episode, I clocked her Megastone, so it was like she's got to be somebody. I'm curious to see who. And now it's cool that we're learning about her in this way from like another character's point of view, or not point of view, but storyline.
Yeah, there's a real cool part of when you're looking for her. Well, okay, I don't think like the detective puzzle was like that great. Of like,
it was all right.
Find somebody in the city who might be talking about something. The thing that I thought was really great that I would like to see in more Pokemon games, and this will probably never happen because Game Freak loves to like introduce a mechanic and then just
get rid of it. Just get rid of it.
Like one of my favorite things in Legends Arceus was the people who wanted Pokemon. And so, like, giving them a Pokemon and then that Pokemon,
and they would stick
like,
around,
standing by. Thought that was really cool. Watching the city expand in Legends Arceus is really cool. I mean, technically, the city is expanding here.
Right.
Because when you first play the game, there is no, like, ice area. And then when Area 13 or 12 opens up, that whole area gets iced over, which is, like, really neat.
Yeah.
But anyways, the cool thing they do here that they'll probably never do again in a Pokemon game is they find the fountain and they're like, we need to solve the water problem to get into the sewers. And they say, like, find a Pokemon with Ice Beam to freeze the water to then open the door. And that is such a
so
cool
fun
thing instead of... I don't know. Instead of just like
they could have just made a door to the sewers that you just walked into, but they gave you a little challenge. It wasn't a hard challenge, but it was something that made the world seem. It was a little bit world building because it's like, oh, I'm actually changing something to access a place.
Yeah, I think like I do like the you can use cut, you can use slash, you can use breaking swipe, you can use flamethrower, you can use air slash on those plants to destroy them. And then for the rocks, you can use whatever other moves you
Some
want.
kind of moves. I still don't know. Breaking swipe.
You could use break and swipe. You could do rock smash. You could do brick break. There's a lot of moves that work on the rocks. But I think to progress this story mission, you need a Pokemon with Ice Beam. They could do that they did cut like 400 moves from this game, but they could just have it where, hey, in order to get into this door, you need branch poke or something, right?
Okay. The move we all love and care about, branch poke.
You need to find a Grookey with the signature move branch poke, and then you can open the door. But there are so many moves that could just apply in that situation. Like, how many ice moves you could have used Icy Wind, you could have used Blizzard,
right.
But they specifically are asking for Ice Beam.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just think, not to jump ahead, but when you get down to the lock in the sewer,
yeah.
And they're like, oh, catch a Klefki. And it's like, oh, cool, you're doing it again. And then the Klefki doesn't work, that's fine, whatever. But he punches the lock, and I'm just like, you could flamethrower the lock. You
right,
could break
there
the
were different
lock.
options. He just wanted to hit something, though, I think. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I think that's like, there's part of me that's like, okay, that's fine because that's character development. They really wanted him to hit something.
Yeah.
And like, he's not going to listen. But the other part of me is like, 10 minutes ago.
Right, we just did something
we
so
just
cool.
had a Pokemon solution.
Yeah. I think going back to the Klefki part of this, it would have been cool if there were multiple Klefki and only one of them worked. Because, Klefki go around collecting different keys.
Yeah.
It would have been cool if one of them had the right key and we had to figure out which one. But, punching through it works, I guess. We got through the door.
This is my side problem with Klefki.
Okay.
It should have more forms.
It should. It definitely should have different key forms.
Like, all you have to do is randomize the keys.
Yeah, that'd be so cool. I don't know if we need as many forms as Spinda, but there's definitely enough keys.
Yeah, I think it has 4 unique keys hanging
I believe
from
so.
It. Yeah, just, add 1 or 2 extra keys and then just randomize the 6 of them.
That would be very cool.
Justice for Klefki. But
Absolutely.
no, I think you're right. I think if there were multiple Klefkis and one of them was like even if one of them was like holding an item.
Yeah, that'd be fine too.
Which I don't think they've actually ever done in a Pokemon game before. Like, there are Pokemon that hold items, right? Like, I remember...
But never a specific one.
Yeah, like, I remember in Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl hunting, like, Clefairy and, like, thieving them for, like, Moonstones or something. So having, like, 4 or 5 Klefkis and the held item is just, lock key.
Yeah, a key to the lock. Yeah, it would give you, like, a key item. A key item, yeah. Like,
yeah, but there we go.
It writes itself, and they didn't do it.
Yeah, it's there's always like ups and downs with this series where it's like they do something really cool, and then the next part it's like, yeah, he kind of dropped the ball here. He could have done something a little bit more.
Oh well.
Do we? I didn't write this in my notes. Do we have? Oh, Ghost Girl's name is
Gwen.
And then we do find out that she is a Kinetic.
Yeah, I think they're dating. Sorry to drop that on the pod, but I don't know. I think they're besties,
Do you think? I think she's a tier 1 sub.
Right. Well, here's the thing, because I was watching your stream. I think like Naveen tier 3. I think Gwen might just use her Prime sub.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know if it's like, here's my money, but I do want to support. Yeah,
this is like, I'm supporting you, but for the sake of supporting you.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I like how I like, as a streamer, I don't like it, but as a storyline,
Okay.
I like how your character doxes Canary.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because that's like a thing that streamers are worried about, is getting doxed. And then your character just straight up doxes.
And Canary's like, why are you doing this? Stop telling people where I'm at.
It's like, there's some more wild things that happen in this game, but I think your character doxing
Just
a streamer that you just learned about is kind of nutty.
Absolutely.
Like things you shouldn't do. It reminds me of how like some people got hung up on the lie in the Teal Mask,
Yeah.
where you are friends with both Kieran and Carmine, and they both tell you something that you're not supposed to tell each other, and your character doesn't. You as a person doesn't get to make the choice,
Right?
But the story has to progress, and so one of the lies has to be told. And I know some people didn't like that because they didn't want to lie to Kieran,
Right?
But also, I don't want to dox another streamer.
Yeah, I would rather not. You know, she doesn't want to be found for a very valid reason.
But you don't, as a character, you don't tell Naveen that Taragon was the VTuber part. So
That's true.
He still doesn't know that Taragon is actually like the VTuber.
That's true.
So maybe there's the silver lining.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the sewers?
I wish they were more. Okay. So as a personal thing, for my own reasons, I'm gonna be back in the sewers a lot. There's a lot of Pokemon down there that I want to shiny hunt, but as a location in game, a little underwhelming, I think.
Yes. Well, it reminds me exactly of like this. I don't know if you played Black and White,
Yeah.
But like when you go into the sewers in Black and White, it's just a bunch of hallways.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you
that's
do it.
almost exactly the same. Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost exactly the same, except it's in 3D and not 2D.
Sure.
It's weird because when you go into the sewers, it's not flat. It's like very detailed. Like they put a lot of work into it. I mean, it's just sewers, so you just have to,
but there's different. Like you go up the steps. There's little, yeah.
There's like little rivers. There's like a point where you're over a bridge and you're looking down at some sewers you can't access, but like the sewers have depth to them. So it is weird that I think this game is I think overall this. Okay, two things. One, I think the city is visually bad, but I think the characters in the Pokemon are visually good.
Right.
Like when I see people's screenshots of their shiny Pokemon or just like their clothing poses, it all looks great.
Mm-hmm.
And then you like pan to a building that is just exactly the same for as far as your eye can see. But when you go into the sewers, they look great.
Pretty good. Yeah, they actually look pretty good.
And it's what they can make nice stuff. So it's like oh cool, you can make nice stuff. So why didn't you do that?
One thing
on the surface.
One thing I will say about the sewers, and this is just a little side note thing, is when I was in there, it kind of reminded me of the sewers in Oblivion, like Elder Scrolls Oblivion. I was like, oh, this feels like the kind of same. I don't know why, but that was like my first thought. I was like, oh, it kind of reminds me of Oblivion a little bit. With like just like the way it was laid out, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which I thought was cool.
Yeah, I mean, if you haven't gotten that far, you can go back in the sewers whenever you want. There are Pokemon down there. I think the battle with her is fine.
Yeah,
like I like her as she does feel like a side character and not a main character.
I would agree.
She has Mega Chandelure, which is pretty sick.
It's cool.
Are you not a big Chandelure fan? You don't like the Litwick
Not
line?
necessarily. I don't have anything like against it, but it's cool. I like it. The Mega is cool.
Yeah, the Mega's cool. There's a cool wall you have to go through.
Oh, that part was awesome, actually.
Yeah, and it made a really nice noise.
Yeah.
I don't know who. I think we talked about this. I don't know who like made the footsteps or the menu noises or
they did such a good job.
Well, whoever thought of the little bloop noise when you go through the door, give that person a raise.
Speaking of that, like the wall, the fake wall, if the goal was to get away from people and stay hidden, and she can create a fake wall, why not just make 4 fake walls and hide in there? Right? Why'd you have to go in the sewers?
Yeah, maybe I don't want to say there was like a plot hole, but she got away from her brother found a whole underground area, locked the door, and then made a fake wall. I don't know. Something's not adding up. Maybe that's why we had maybe that's why we had a detective. But
right, yeah.
And then yeah, I like that whole story beat. I don't think it was too long. I think there was some neat stuff in there, like the ice beam and whatnot. I think I think probably the thing we should mention before we get to the Ivor fight is the first seeing of the sewers in one of the trailers. I think it was like the trailer a week before.
Yeah, it was like the Japanese uploaded trailer that came out the same day as the Nintendo Direct.
Yes. And then that 1 2-second clip gave the internet commotion of like, oh, there's a whole sewer system underground.
I fell for it. I will say I fell for it. I fell for it. I was so stoked.
And it reminds me of when they announced the Isle of Armor DLC and they talked about apricorn balls. And the online commotion at the time was like, oh, they're finally bringing back apricorn balls. And I was like, how did you get that from like the 2 seconds that they'll be in the game, but
yeah.
I don't think you're going to get like 99 apricorn balls. And then there was the immense disappointment that the apricorn balls were behind the Cramomatic, which was a scam machine. And so it feels very similar in the sense of like, there was just 2 seconds of footage and everyone thought there was going to be a full underground system. And there's a small underground system. It's still nice to have, but it's not this third level I think people thought was being added to the city.
Yeah, I was hoping that would be the case, obviously, but like I said, there's a lot of stuff I want to do down there, like Shiny Hunt. There's a lot of cool ones down there. So I'll be back there multiple times, I bet. It's just, it wasn't as what I was hoping for, but that's fine, you know. Like you said, we kind of just went off a small little snippet in the trailer, ran with it, you know, so it is what it is.
Then the Ivor fight back on the surface was Mega Phalanx.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this one?
It reminds me of like the Megazords from Power Rangers.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of into it because of that.
Yeah. Have you seen it like walk and run?
Yeah, it kind of just like hobbles around.
The like two little guys have their like feet like scurrying.
Oh, okay, didn't notice that one.
Yeah. I didn't notice it the first time I saw it either.
Oh, okay. I'll have to go back and check.
They're like the two of them on the bottom, they're 2 little legs each are like running, and then the guy in the middle is
he's so
squished.
Stressed about. Yeah. Yeah, he's so squished because the one on top is just crushing him.
Did I miss something though? So they had Mega Drampa and they have Mega Phalanx. So these are the only 2 Pokemon that have Mega post Gen 6. Did they say anything about why those 2 Pokemon are here and nothing else is here?
I don't think so. Not that I caught, at least.
Yeah, I don't know if the Slack or the Discord or the YouTube comments, maybe there was like an NPC that have said like, Drampa population just moved into Kalos. I don't.
There's a lot of like really random things that NPCs will say that kind of adds to stuff like that, but the chances of you running across one is, I feel, very slim.
Yeah.
Like just because there's so many different ones, right? But yeah, maybe there might be something like that.
Yeah. Well, I'm like 30. When we're recording this, I'm like 34 hours into the game, I think.
Okay, I think that's roughly, yeah.
There was just like a part of the city where I was like, oh, I've never been here before after 30 some hours. I know I do think the map is small for the record, but I was like, oh, I've clearly never been here because like this the rainbow screw is here, and I would have gotten that. So there are still parts of the city that apparently I haven't explored. So that's why I'm like, maybe there's some NPC that talks about it because there's. I don't know where they would have been.
I couldn't think of a reason why those 2 specifically, you know.
I do want to end the show on one complaint just because we're talking about the city. I know there are 5 zones in the city, like the red, the blue, the purple, green, whatever. Like the city is broken into 5 zones. It is a bit disappointing that these zones don't have their own characteristics. So, like, when I see a screenshot of somebody and their shiny Pokemon or their mega Pokemon in the city, I love seeing the screenshots. I could not tell you where they are in the city.
Yeah.
Because the whole city kind of looks the same.
Yeah, I think that's a very valid complaint. I actually wasn't something I considered, but you're right. That would be cool if, I don't know, if just like even the buildings had different like flags on them or different like colored windows. Yeah, I don't know.
Or maybe like the bricks on the street were like a slightly different color.
Yeah, they could have little pathways or something.
This goes back to when Ivor or when Emma, because Emma was the detective, Emma was like, okay, there's 5 fountains in the city. Which Pokemon is... I can't remember what the question was. It was like, which Pokemon is super effective against Ghost or something? And I was like, oh, I definitely know there are 5 fountains. I could not tell you which Pokemon are at the 5 fountains or like which one would be at which.
I did know that the Clawitzer one, when we had to go that was one that I did know existed. So I was like, oh, that one's cool. I knew that. However, this is for the Slack. I need to know, is there really a Heatmore fountain? Because if so, I'm done playing.
I don't think there's
because I think that was one of the options.
I think I think all the fountains are water Pokemon.
I don't know. That makes sense to me, but I think I read. I will say I sped through the text, so I don't know. But I thought I read Heatmore, and if I did, I'm done.
Okay. I have seen no signs of Heatmore throughout the city. He's in the other sewer.
Oh, good. I'm never going out of that one.
Yeah, I wish the 5 districts were more different. So like, just so it felt like you were in a different district.
Yeah, like they're very samey.
Yeah, and I think that goes back to they did a good job on making the sewers look good. Just the up on the surface, us surface level people we got to deal with.
A little bit more attention to like just the details would have been nice. Just a little something to give us a location indicator on the outside.
Yes, because we ranked up from Canary. So after this, we are now E rank. But next episode, we will be talking about the mega outbreaks. Before then, we rank up to C, which will be episode D. It's very confusing. If you're just following
it is a
along,
little confusing.
That's fine. But there's things that happen in between that we have to talk about before we rank up. So at the end of this episode, we're all rank E. Okay, we will wrap up there. If you would like to support the podcast on Patreon, patreon.com/PKMNcast. You can also upgrade in your Apple Podcast app to the ad-free episodes if you care to do that. This episode, I believe, will be coming out on Saturday. There will still be a normal podcast episode on Monday, so just like we did last week, there'll be a small break. And then I think we are estimated for 13 episodes total, and this is episode 8. So I don't know what alphabet letter this is, but I do know this is episode 8, so that's what we're going.
Yep.
Perfect. Thank you for listening. Thanks for making it to the end.
See you later.